Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It feels so good to be filming. I know what you guys are probably thinking, Tati, you are not where you normally film, and that is very true. I did some renovations to my room, I changed it around, got some new furniture, finally got the piece of furniture I have always wanted since I don't even know, but your girl finally got her a vanity. And when I tell you guys, it is the best thing I have ever spent. My money well spent. It is amazing. So I have a vanity tour coming very soon. You guys get a little sneak peek of it right here. It is huge. It's so long, and I have my little Hollywood lights going on, and all of my makeup literally fits in this thing, so it makes me so happy. So I have a vanity tour coming soon, so stay tuned for that. But let's get into what you guys clicked on this video for, and that is the new Cara Beauty. Well, should I say that it's new? I mean, it came out like maybe 2 months ago, but it went out of stock. But due to the pandemic, they weren't able to do a second, like a restock of it, so they finally did their second restock of it, and your girl got her hands on it, and it is such a hot piece of makeup right now. People are loving this. People keep talking about it, and even though it came out 2 months ago, your girl's still gonna review it for you guys because I want to share my thoughts on it. If you want to see these palettes put to the test, then definitely keep on watching. So I do this thing on certain Fridays of the month where I review indie brands and products from indie brands, and Cara Beauty is an indie brand, but if you haven't seen it, I reviewed Cara Beauty's summertime collection, and I loved these palettes so much. So I have high hopes for these three. But yeah, they are the same size if you're wondering. So they all are the perfect square size, and they look really good together. So let's go ahead and get into these palettes. So the first one we have is Purple Haze, and this one looks absolutely beautiful. I love purples, I love pinks, so this is the one I'm really excited to try. But there's another one that I want to do a look with more, but you guys know I love my purples. And all three palettes retail for $14.99, and that is such a steal. I don't know what to tell you. That's the perfect price for a palette. Yeah, so all the palettes come in a little sleeve like this, so the outside packaging matches the actual packaging of the palette. And when you open up Purple Haze, guys, when I saw this, I just could not contain myself. I was like, I need this palette in my life. Yes, there are pressed glitters in I think all of these palettes, so if pressed glitters aren't your thing, I'm sorry. There's so many shades. This is a 16 pan palette, and for $15 and it got pressed glitters in it, I don't care. 2 shades out of 16, I'll take it anyways. But I like pressed glitters, but I know some people are really against them, so I don't blame you at all. I completely understand why. But this one is the Purple Haze. And then the next one we have is Orange Pop, and I'm not really an orange person, but I've made a vow to myself that for the fall time, orange and reds, the typical fall colors, are going to become a part of the everyday makeup that I do. Of course, I don't know if it's obvious, but all of these palettes are cannabis inspired palettes, and the shade names definitely will remind you of that. But Orange Pop is absolutely beautiful. I have no words for this. I think this is the perfect fall palette, and I'm so happy that I picked this one up because your girl gonna get some really good looks out of this one. Lastly, we have Girl Scout, and this one is the typical cannabis palette because it's green, but this one is green and blue, so they put a spin on the typical greeny kind of shades when it comes to this particular palette, and these are beautiful. This is so beautiful. This is the one I really want to do a look with. I haven't done blue in a while, so I'm really leaning towards this one to use today. Okay, so you might be wondering how these palettes compare to the summertime collection, and you might be in the market to try out these palettes, but you don't really want to spend your money on all of them. You maybe want to get some from this collection and some from the other collection, so I'm going to compare them with you guys. I'm going to compare Girl Scout and Beach Days because first of all, the packaging is kind of similar. It's that little neon yellowy and greenish kind of packaging, but both of these palettes are, they're not similar, but there are like 2 or maybe 4 shades that are the same, because from the summer collection you have these pinks and a couple of purples, but you also have your blues and your greens. But in the Girl Scout you do have your blues, your greens, but you also have yellows that replace the pinks and the purples that are in Beach Days. So I would say these are pretty different, so if you were to pick up both, you wouldn't be wasting your money, so to speak. And then let's compare Purple Haze and Girls Just Want to Have Sun. So these also have a similar purpley kind of packaging. From the looks of it, look pretty similar when it comes to certain tones. Like, there are more similar shades in these 2 palettes than the Beach Days and the Girl Scout palette. You have your neutrals in the Girls Just Want to Have Sun, but you also have the corals, the pinks, and the purples, as well as the corals, pinks, and purples in Purple Haze. But looking at both side by side, if I had to pick one, just from looking, like from the color story, I would pick Purple Haze. Yeah, those are those 2. And lastly, we're going to compare Orange Pop and Summer Stunner. So this one, I will say, is completely different. They're not similar at all whatsoever, and you guys can just tell from looking at them. They're 2 different palettes, so picking up both would be a plus in your collection. Now that you guys have seen the comparisons, we are going to get into these palettes. So I'm gonna swatch some shades in this. These are like 16 times 3. That's a lot of shades for me to swatch. So we're gonna go ahead and just start off with Orange Pop, and we're gonna swatch a couple of these shades. So we're gonna swatch Low Eyes. Ooh, that feels so creamy and so pigmented. Oh my gosh. We're gonna swatch Dime because it's a pressed glitter. One thing I love about Cara Beauty's pressed glitters is that they are very fine. Like, they're not chunky glitters, but I love their glitters. And then we're gonna swatch Dank. So that's this little brown shade. The mattes feel very creamy, so this one is Dank. This one is Low Eyes. Ooh, that's so good. And then this is the pressed glitter. This is the shade Dime. Oh, that pressed glitter is so pretty, but it's like, it's so fine. That's like why I really, really love them. And Purple Haze, let's swatch Trap, because it looks like a different kind of formula. Wow. Okay, so that formula Trap reminds me of that shade I tested in the Rude Cosmetics palette. It's kind of like a creamy putty type shade. I could tell from just looking at it that it's not a metallic, it's not a shimmer, like, it's not a foil, it's a cream, and it is very creamy. It is a very beautiful duochrome. And then we're also gonna swatch, let's swatch the shade OG Kush. That's a pretty purple shade. Here, that was OG Kush, the purple. And then here's that cream shade I was telling you guys about. Oh, that's stunning. Oh, that's so pretty. I love purple duochromes. They're my absolute favorite. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and dip into Girl Scout, which I'm very excited about. This is what it looks like. So I got my color switch here because your girl needs to clean her brushes, so don't judge me. Oh my gosh, it's like every time I want to film, my neighbor loves to cut his grass. Like, it's like I have a sensor, like, ooh, ding 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 ding, she about to film, so let me go cut my grass. Okay. Hopefully you guys can't hear that, but if you do, I truly apologize. So we're gonna take the shade Blaze It right here. A lot of fallout, but I ain't picky about that. And I'm just gonna pack this here, strictly in my crease, just in the crease. Pigment is there. I know you guys can see that. So I'm going to go on with the shade Mary Jane, which is this really, really pretty limey kind of green shade. And this is the shade we're going to use to blend out that shade I put in the crease. Now that I'm really, really liking that, I'm going to go back into the shade Blaze It. And I'm just going to kind of put it back in the crease because I started to lose it with that green shade. So just Now just blending this blue shade into the green. I'm really loving how these shadows are blending together. I have no complaints at all. Now I kind of want to go a little bit darker, so I want to take the shade Dub, which is a little bit of a darker blue. I'm going to take the same brush and I'm just going to add this in the outer corners. So I'm going to put it here in this outer corner as well as in this inner corner. We'll see. We might do a halo. We're going to see how I go. Okay. So I love... Now we're going to go into the shade Puff Puff right here. And we are going to also like put this on top of the two blues that I just put down just to make it even darker. Now I'm gonna go into my pillowies. Let's see. You know what? We're gonna do Rumor, what is this? Rumor Zero today. This is the white one. So I'm just gonna cut the center of my crease for this halo. So now my center is cut. We're gonna go back in with the shade Take It on a pencil brush. Kind of like blend in the edges so that it's not ridiculous and harsh. This is why I tell you it can be messy, because it's literally gonna be fixed. We're just gonna go in with the shade Clear Eyes right here. This one also looks like that, like, yeah, that little putty kind of shadow. I don't think a brush is gonna work for that, but we're gonna see though. Oh, OMG. Oh my gosh, okay. It's working. I bet the finger would be a lot better, but oh my gosh, this shade is beautiful. We're gonna go in with the shade Puff Puff and lower lash line this baby. I zoomed you guys in as much as I could, and this is the look, you guys. I need to show you guys that putty shade because I don't think the camera is picking up how good it is. This is it right here. Look at that. It is a duochrome, but it is so beautiful. Like, what? So here's the finished look. I went on, put lashes on, mascara. I also put this ColourPop cream gel liner in the shade Icebreaker in my waterline. Love this. Let's talk about this collection. So I only used this palette, but you guys, you gotta get this collection. If the formula is consistent across all three palettes, definitely get it. So this one I loved. I used 6 shades on my eyes from this palette, and every single shade I was completely impressed with. This look is absolutely beautiful. I told you guys I was feeling blue, and this palette did not disappoint. There are so many different textures in this palette. I feel like there's that little putty texture, there's pressed glitters, there's shimmers, there's satins, there's metallics, there's literally every type of formula in this palette. I do want to do a video on these two because I really want to use these two for you guys, but this green one, I'm really impressed. I think I might like this one more than I liked the other palette in the summer collection. But honestly, they're all good. Like, they're all really good palettes, and I highly recommend them. They're $15, and I think if you spend $30 or more, you get free shipping on carabeauty.com. So definitely go and check it out. They're an indie brand. Support indie brands, support black owned businesses, support small businesses, support minority businesses. Honestly, you guys, I love talking about indie brands on my channel. It really makes me happy that there are other smaller brands that are really good, or if not better than higher end brands, you know. So I'm happy about Cara Beauty. That's why I continue to buy from them. I would not have repurchased from Cara Beauty if I didn't have high hopes for them after using the summer collection. So I really recommend these palettes. That was the High Times collection. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I believe that last night I saw that I hit 400 subscribers. I need to look again. Maybe I was dreaming, but if I did, thank you guys so much for subscribing. It means a lot to me, and when I hit 500 subscribers, I have a huge giveaway. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.